Human nature is far more layered than most people realize. Beyond kindness, empathy, and honesty lies a shadow side that many individuals learn to exploit intentionally. Manipulation is not always obvious. It does not always come from aggressive or unkind people. Most of the time, manipulation hides behind gentle words, passive behavior, and seemingly reasonable requests. It preys on your good manners, your desire to keep peace, and your instinct to trust others. In this video, we break down 5 hidden manipulation tactics embedded in human nature that people use every single day. These tactics appear in friendships, family relationships, workplaces, and even casual conversations. Recognizing them will help you protect your boundaries, avoid being controlled, and understand the subtle dark patterns of human interaction. The first hidden manipulation tactic is guilt-tripping through silent expectation. Many people do not state their needs directly. Instead, they create an invisible sense of obligation that makes you feel responsible for their emotions. This tactic works because most humans are wired to avoid conflict and dislike disappointing others. A person using this method will not ask you for help or demand your attention. They will simply adjust their behavior to make you feel guilty. They might withdraw communication, change their tone, or display quiet disappointment after you make a choice that does not align with their preferences. They let you assume responsibility for their mood and force you to prioritize their comfort over your own decisions. What makes this tactic so dangerous is how subtle it is. There is no clear argument, no explicit complaint, and no direct pressure. If you call out their behavior, they can easily deny any intention and label you as oversensitive. This leaves you questioning your own judgment while they maintain control of the dynamic. People who use this manipulation consistently train others to adjust their behavior to avoid emotional discomfort for someone else. The second hidden manipulation tactic is selective honesty. This is one of the most effective tools in human manipulation because it masks deception with truth. Selective honesty means a person tells you only true information, but intentionally leaves out critical context that would change your entire perception of a situation. Liars who rely on outright falsehoods are easy to catch, but manipulative people master the art of partial truth. They share enough accurate details to gain your full trust, then omit key facts that serve their self-interest. They allow you to form incomplete conclusions on your own, which makes your final decision feel voluntary rather than forced. This tactic thrives in professional environments and personal conflicts. When someone wants to justify their actions or shift blame, they will recount events truthfully from their narrow perspective while ignoring their own mistakes and the valid perspectives of others. You believe their story is transparent because every detail they provide is factual. You do not realize you are only seeing a small, controlled fragment of reality. The third hidden manipulation tactic is emotional framing. Human beings make decisions based on emotion far more than logic. Manipulative people understand this and actively frame every conversation to control how you feel before you analyze the facts. Emotional framing works by attaching specific negative or positive feelings to people, ideas, and choices. A manipulator will label your boundaries as selfish, your caution as cowardice, and your independence as disrespect. They use vague emotional descriptors to override your rational thinking. Once you internalize these labels, you will begin to second-guess your own choices without any factual evidence to support their claims. This tactic is hidden because it disguises judgment as observation. Instead of arguing logically against your decisions, they reshape the emotional tone of the situation. They make compliance feel like kindness and resistance feel like harm. Over time, you stop evaluating situations based on what is fair or reasonable. You start evaluating everything based on the emotional reaction they train you to expect. The fourth hidden manipulation tactic is incremental boundary erosion. Most manipulative relationships do not turn toxic overnight. They develop slowly through small, repeated violations that condition you to accept less respect over time. Incremental boundary erosion targets your tolerance for minor discomfort. A manipulator will start with tiny requests or small intrusions that seem harmless on their own. They borrow your time, override your minor preferences, or make small decisions on your behalf without asking. Each individual action feels too insignificant to justify confrontation. You let it pass to avoid drama. Slowly, these small violations build a new normal. The more you tolerate minor disrespect, the more emboldened the other person becomes. Their requests grow larger, their intrusions become more frequent, and their disregard for your needs becomes routine. By the time you notice the imbalance, you have already been conditioned to prioritize their convenience over your own boundaries. What makes this tactic uniquely dark is that it exploits your patience and your willingness to be accommodating. Your best qualities become the tools someone uses to take advantage of you. People who use this manipulation do not force major changes at once. They chip away at your self-respect gradually until you no longer recognize your own right to say no. The fifth hidden manipulation tactic is strategic inconsistency. Consistency builds trust, so manipulative people weaponize inconsistency to keep you off balance and dependent on their mood. Strategic inconsistency means a person alternates between warmth and coldness, approval and criticism, closeness and distance for no clear, logical reason. One day they validate you, support you, and make you feel valued. The next day they withdraw, judge you, and treat you with indifference. There is no consistent standard for how they treat you or what behavior they expect from you. This pattern creates psychological uncertainty. Your brain craves predictability, so you begin constantly searching for ways to regain the positive version of their attention. You overanalyze every interaction, adjust your personality to please them, and shrink your needs to avoid triggering their cold state. Over time, you stop trusting your own ability to read people and situations. You become reliant on their temporary kindness to feel secure. They maintain full control of the relationship dynamic because they control all emotional rewards and punishments. This tactic is incredibly common in toxic friendships, leadership dynamics, and intimate relationships. All 5 of these manipulation tactics share one core foundation: they exploit fundamental patterns of human psychology. They work because humans seek connection, avoid conflict, trust honesty, react to emotion, and crave stability. Manipulative people do not need special power to control others. They simply understand human nature better than their targets do. Recognizing these tactics does not mean you become cynical or untrusting. It means you become aware. Awareness allows you to preserve your kindness without sacrificing your boundaries. It lets you engage with people openly while still protecting your peace and self-respect. Now I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these hidden manipulation tactics in your daily life? Have you noticed people using silent guilt trips, selective honesty, emotional framing, incremental boundary erosion, or strategic inconsistency to influence your choices? Drop your experience in the comments below. If you want more content on human psychology, hidden social dynamics, and self-protection skills, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.